What is up, people? Welcome to episode 5 of my Solasta Crown of the Magister Scavenger Ironman mode playthrough. If you watched episode 4, we just beat probably one of the hardest encounters in the game at this level. We all hit level 3, and now it's time to level up and get the last two characters, their subclasses. So we're going to get our Ranger subclass, and I'm probably going to go with the Swift Blade on this one. This is from the Lost Valley DLC. I really like it. It gives you plus to your AC, gives you some extra damage later on. It's just probably the best subclass in the Ranger for Solasta at this point. And then we're going to also pick up another spell here, and probably the best bet is going to be healing. I could do jump and some of these other ones, but I just think that picking up Cure Wounds is probably our best bet. And then we're also going to level up our fighter and get his subclass. Now with the fighter, I wanted to go champion for the additional crits, but ultimately I think Spellblade is going to be the best for me. So I'm going to choose Spellblade here. And the reason why Spellblade is so good is when you're wearing heavy armor, your movement is pretty crap. So we can pick up Expeditious Retreat, which is one of the best spells I can say, and we'll get into that here in a second. But first you get 2 cantrip options. And so you can kind of go any way you want here. You can go light spells if you don't have dark vision. You can go range spells if you don't want to use a crossbow or something. You just want to hit things from afar with firebolt and all that. But just keep in mind it uses your intelligence. So maybe not the best. So I ended up going with Shocking Grasp here. And then Poison Spray is also pretty close range. And it does a crap ton of damage. So that's the 2 I picked. But when you get to your first level spells, you get to choose from 3. You have to pick Expeditious Retreat. I can't tell you how great this spell is. As a bonus action, you can cast this on you. It increases your movement, and it gives you ability to dash as a bonus action. So if you can imagine, you need to be able to cross the battlefield, and if you can dash, you can get to anything and then just slice it up with your two-hander. Now, the other 2 spells you choose, 100% up to you. They all have lots of utility. Burning Hands, AoE fire damage. Grease knocks people down. Fog Cloud gives disadvantage. Hideous Laughter knocks people down. Give yourself some jump. Long Strider's okay because you're concentrating, so that's why it's not as great, because you can lose concentration. Magic Missile, guaranteed damage. Sleep, put stuff to sleep so you can get crits on them. It's really up to you. Now we're going to get to our Wizard, so also at level 3 you start getting level 2 spells for your casters. And with the Wizard, you only get to pick 2. This is a tough choice. I would have to say that Hold Person is super, super broken when it works because it gives your melees guaranteed crit. Knock is always good to have in case you don't open a chest and you fail. Having the ability to just knock and open it is real good. Spider Climb is very helpful. You get your AoE damage with your Thunder Shock or whatever that spell is. But ultimately, I always pick up Scorching Ray, and for just safety and utility reasons, I like Misty Step. So if you're in a bad spot, you can bonus action Misty Step up to 30 feet away that you can see. And playing on Ironman mode, I just don't want to get killed. And so I took more utility here. And I think Scorching Ray is a must-have because it just does some really good damage, similar to Guiding Bolt. Now, we went with our Druid here. She also gets second level spells. I would highly recommend picking up Spike Growth. This game, Spike Growth is just super strong. I think Moonbeam or Flame Sphere is really up to you. They're both really good spells. Flame Sphere doesn't do as much damage, but you can bonus action do it and still cast a cantrip. Where Moonbeam, you have to use your action to move it. So that's why I picked Flame Sphere on this one. So now that we're all leveled up, we have to go back to the city, Caer Cyflen, and we get to hand in all our quests and tell people what happened and kind of go through that. And then once we do that, we also need to probably do some inventory management here, check out all of our magic items, put some stuff around. But I don't want to sell anything right now because at this point, I have 0 faction. So if you sell all your loot this early on in the game, you're probably going to get less gold than you would if you wait until you have 20 or 30% rebates on everything. So there's actually a storage chest that you could put all your stuff in, which I'll show you here in a minute. Yeah, and then we'll kind of get through this and then figure out where they want us to go, and then we'll head to the next area. But first, we got to go into town and we got to deal with some of the RP stuff here. So we're gonna make our way in here, and you can see we got to go talk to a couple people.
Hello, Annie. You're back. How did it go?
Captain Henrik is dead. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, who's in charge then?
You might have to wait before going to Caer Lem, I'm afraid.
I see. Well, not your fault. Thanks for the heads up.
You're welcome.
All right. So they want to set up a scavenger outpost. That's why she's upset. So now we can go talk to What's-His-Face and report our findings.
Oh, here you are. How was the mission?
Not paid enough.
Who is?
When can we hope for an audience?
It depends. Tomorrow, if you're lucky. Another party came back yesterday, and they still have to make their report. So maybe they'll see you both at once.
Listen, we can't wait around here, huh? What we've got is big. The outpost at Caer Lem has been attacked. Almost all of the garrison was killed.
By all the gods! Meet me in the council chamber. I'll inform my superiors.
Yeah, you do that. We got important shit to talk about here, bro.
The Legacy Council is now in session. Captain Merrin has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Royal Highness, my party and I have made a very worrying discovery in the Badlands, near the place we call Black Hill. We saw a group that we took to be scavengers. They attacked us right away, but we were able to fight them off. They were trying to get away with this.
What is it?
This box contains a gem. A ruby, it appears. We have determined that it has magical properties, and we believe the council should examine it.
So we will, Captain. But really, is that all? You called an emergency meeting of the council for a simple magical gem? Her Royal Highness has a busy schedule.
These people are
Please,
such
Lord
dicks.
Janitor. In this chamber, I'm just a student of magic.
Here. Anyway, Captain, the council has a great deal of business.
They were Soraks, our attackers. Not scavengers, not bandits. Soraks.
Sorax?
Is this a joke?
The Sorak are no laughing matter, Lord Facek.
Oh, you know what I mean.
What do you mean, my lord?
How many times has the council heard tales of these so-called Soraks?
At least 20, I'd say.
More. 23.
Yes, more each year. It's becoming a fad.
Our church has been warning of the Sorak since humans first came to Solasta, in the wake of their foul god, Sortar.
I'm sorry, Captain, but you are certain that you encountered Soraks?
If you doubt her word, you can trust ours. We fought Sorax ourselves.
What? And who might you be?
Some new recruits, my lord. They were sworn in quite recently.
New recruits, eh? They place too much stock in rumor, it seems.
They assure me that they saw Sorax as well.
Wait, do you realize how serious this is?
Yeah.
We do.
We have never had 2 sightings reported at the same time.
Does that make this nonsense more believable?
Do you have any material proof of their existence?
I beg your pardon? Like what?
Well, a dead body, for example? Or even just a head?
If we go to Caer Lem, will we find the bodies of these Soraks?
Probably not. They took their dead with them when they retreated.
The bodies of their victims, too.
How very convenient. So you can offer us no proof of this adventurer's...
Yeah, and just ignore that little hidden passage we ran through and killed a bunch of them.
What proof? How? If the Soraks take away their fallen, as they say, that's not our problem. Let them find a way.
These are new recruits, correct? Then let this be their new mission. Bring us the head of a Sorak for the whole council to see.
That would certainly be proof, Lord Facek, would it not?
Oh, very well. Meanwhile, the council will examine the gem. If there is nothing else...
Dean Ironman of the Tower of Knowledge calls for a recess. Does any member object? No? It is resolved then. The Legacy Council is now in recess.
That actually went better than I expected.
A shower of weevils. Rich, clean weevils.
And your employers, let's not forget. I must admit, the Legacy Council is a complex body. Anyway, some people might want to talk to you after this. Working for the Council, you are expected to be neutral. But you have the right to have friends. So, feel free to talk to whoever you like, as long as your allegiance remains to the Council as a whole.
All right then.
All right.
Hey,
So,
cuties. Thanks for the support in there.
You're welcome, Captain.
So those bastards got Henrik. Shame.
You knew him?
Yes, indeed. I wonder who'll volunteer to retake Caer Lem now.
The scavengers could lead the way.
Yes, they'll find a bunch of hotheads to retake the fort, I'm sure. Stay in the light, friends.
You too.
okay. Now I think we're ready. So, the scavengers, we gotta go talk to that lady again so they can go take over. We gotta talk to the people we saved and get to choose either Dowlett or Stonebeard over here. I think her name is Stonebeard.
Well, if it isn't our brave saviors.
Good day, Lieutenant.
I'm no longer a lieutenant. I resigned my commission. I work for my people now. I will never step foot in the Badlands again.
Yes. Well, you clearly weren't cut out for that posting.
I've made my peace. But you're not here to check on my welfare, are you?
No, we have questions. Your scout, do you know where he was before the attack?
You mean Dowlett?
Yes. We'd like to know where he went before the Soraks attacked.
As far as I know, there's not a name for this place or road that leads there. But I can show you on a map. It's near the ruins of an ancient tower.
Thank you, Beryl. We appreciate the help.
What are you thanking me for? Sending you to your death?
All right. So now we have our next step in our quest. We got to go talk to, what is her name? Brogard. I don't remember her name either. And tell them to go set up shop for the scavengers. We definitely got to do some cleanup work as well. So there's a lot going on here. Do some inventory cleanup. Finish talking to some people. And then we'll head out and go get back on the road to head to our next location.
Hello, Annie.
We wanted to talk about Caer Lem.
I'm all ears.
No one's there anymore.
Ah, you want to claim the place.
How does it work again?
We go there and scavenge everything you didn't take, and you get a percentage.
We can't promise you it's safe.
It never is. Once we get there, we'll set up an outpost of our own. I'll check with the council first, but thanks anyway.
What do we do next?
Once we've done our work, I'll let you know. You'll just have to come by and collect your share.
Alright, so now we can start visiting the scavengers boards every now and again and see what kind of loot that we left on the ground so we don't have to carry all of it and get the cash for it. So at this point, we can do our inventory cleanup. This did open up these chests over here, so we can first, I'm gonna detect some magic here and see what magical items I picked up. I think I picked up several. So that's the great thing about having a wizard is you just do your ritual detect magic and then you do your ritual identify on everything that has a question mark, and then you don't have to pay for it and you don't have to burn spell slots. So found ourselves a nice little piece of leather. Then we got our potion of strength. So these potions all look alike, but they have different strengths. From Hill Giant to I think like Storm Giant, and they all give you a different strength on them. Yep. we got this nice little piece here. Little healing potions that we have. And once you identify one item, if you ever pick up more items, you don't have to re-identify them. You know what they are, so it'll just tell you what they are. So that's kind of nice. So you don't have to identify everything. You just have to identify the item type once, and then you're good to go. So at this point, we're going to start going through our characters and seeing what we should add to where. That's another benefit of the subclass I picked up for the wizard, the court mage, is that you can wear medium armor, which is huge, because if you can wear medium armor and a shield, you can pretty much give yourself like a 16 or 17 AC, not including some other things that you get. So it's really nice to have that on that subclass. That's another benefit of the court mage subclass, is being able to use a shield, being able to get the fighting style that allows you to protect people that take attacks as a reaction. And then on top of that, wearing medium armor, and then finally getting that whole spell shield ability, which you can give temporary hit points to you and another member. All of those things are why I picked that subclass. So now we're going to clean up a little bit here, get everyone what they need. And then, like I said, I don't want to sell right now because I'm just not going to get anything. So what I'd like to do is, this is the stash chest. So I'm going to start putting in a bunch of crap in here. Now, if you have items that have a little like blue anvil icon in the bottom right hand corner, they're used in different crafting recipes. I would highly recommend, I don't really craft healing potions or spell scrolls or arrows often. I just never do. I mean, you can. It'll definitely increase your damage if you use some of the cooler arrows. As for healing, usually there's not many needs to use a healing potion, but if you feel like you need to, great. And when it comes to crafting scrolls, probably magic missiles like the best one to craft. But other than that, the main crafting you're going to do is usually going to be making some of the cooler weapons, and you need primed weapons to do it, and then you need a specific crafting item that you get throughout the game. So like an oil of acuteness, you add that to like a primed short sword, and then you're going to make a short sword of accuracy, which is going to give you a +1 on your attack and your damage, that kind of thing. Now, if you want to unlock all of the best crafted weapons and armor in the game, you're going to want to partner up with the Arcaneum later on in the game. The Arcaneum is the only one that sells all the different primed weapons, and so there's a random chance some of the primed weapons will drop when you play the game, but it's very, very unlikely. So in this playthrough, I actually joined the Tower of Knowledge, I think, solely because that was like the only faction that I didn't max out and I wanted to get the achievement. But if you're playing through this game for the first time, the crafted weapons are going to be the strongest weapons at the end of the day. And so partnering and handing in all of your faction boosts with the Arcaneum is going to be the best thing to do, in my opinion. Like, some of the other ones sell you magic items. Some of the other ones sell you magic weapons and armor, and then like spell scrolls and that kind of crap. But to be quite honest, you get a ton of drops that you just from fighting that are magical, and I just don't think it's worth the other factions. And if I wasn't trying to be a completionist, since this was like my 5th playthrough, I would have picked the Arcaneum on this one. So keep that in mind when we get later in the game where you have to choose which factions you're going to increase your faction with, because it's really important. Now, we have this new location on our map, and for sake of time, I am not going to show any overland travel random encounters. They're very long. I don't think they benefit this series at all. So if you see little like blips in the video, it's because I am cutting out those random encounters like I did right now. It will speed up our videos, and also I don't think there's anything you're going to see in the combat of a random encounter that you're not going to see in the rest of the game. So it doesn't really provide any value. Just know that if you are in normal mode when you're overland travel, you're going to get attacked pretty often. If you're in fast mode, you're going to get attacked about the same amount of time, but there's chances you're going to be surprised or sleeping when you get attacked, which is not great. And if you go slow, it's going to take you longer, but because you're going slower, you're less likely to get random encounters. I highly recommend getting random encounters because it helps you level up faster. And so the faster you level, the more power you're going to gain, so it's going to make everything easier. But if you want to skip them, the best way to skip random encounters in overland travel is to go slow instead of normal or fast mode. So I just skipped the second random encounter. We finally made it to our location, and that's where we're going to end the episode. Is in the next episode, we are going to check out the Malakalan ruins, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Peace out.